Got on a vision. Yeah, but we eat on the frame. Two minds, one mission. Elevating the game. Yeah, yeah, yeah. From the lens to the cut, yeah, we callin' the play. Directing the flow like we moving ballet. Calvo bring the story, every scene got soul. Yabu E painting light, every shot got gold. Behind the glass or behind the mic, we break it all down, every wrong, every right. This the spot where the real ones speak, where film meets truth every day of the week. We the shot, call us no cap, just facts. From the first frame roll to the final act. If you living for the art, then you already know. Tune in with the squad, let the creativity flow. From the lens to the cut, yeah, we callin' the play. Directing the flow like we moving ballet. Calvo bring the story, every scene got soul. Yabu E painting light, every shot got gold. Behind the glass or behind the mic, we break it all down, every wrong, every right. This the spot where the real ones speak, where film meets truth every day of the week. We the shot, call us no cap, just facts. From the first frame roll to the final act. If you living for the art, then you already know. Tune in with the squad, let the creativity flow. Yeah, but we eat on the frame. Two minds, one mission. Elevating the game. Yeah, From the lens to the cut, yeah, we callin' the play. Directing the flow like we moving ballet. Calvo bring the story, every scene got soul. Yabu E painting light, every shot got gold. Behind the glass or behind the mic, we break it all down, every wrong, every right. This the spot where the real ones speak, where film meets truth every day of the week. We the shot, call us no cap, just facts. From the first frame roll to the final act. If you living for the art, then you already know. Tune in with the squad, let the creativity flow. From the lens to the cut, yeah, we callin' the play. Directing the flow like we moving ballet. Calvo bring the story, every scene got soul. Yabu E painting light, every shot got gold. Behind the glass or behind the mic, we break it all down, every wrong, every right. This the spot where the real ones speak, where film meets truth every day of the week. We the shot, call us no cap, just facts. From the first frame roll to the final act. If you living for the art, then you already know. Tune in with the squad, let the creativity flow. Yeah, 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 yeah. How about we eat on the frame? Yeah, two minds, one mission, elevating the plane. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hey, hey, hey. How's it going, everyone? We are back with episode
11. Let's get it.
11. We have crossed the 10 episode mile, y'all. We are at episode 11. We thank you all for tuning in with us tonight for the Shot Callers podcast. I am Cavo G, and I'm here with my guy.
What's up? You're here with your buoy as well on the production. Let's get it.
It has been a great week. I feel like it's been a long time since I last was on the podcast talking to you all, but it was just last Thursday. Ooh, when I tell y'all, this week has been kind of long. It's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of moving parts, but we out here making it happen. So I'm glad to have y'all tune in with us tonight. We have a good show and some good topics that we're going to break down as we call all the shots on the Shot Callers podcast. If you're in the comments, give us some hearts, give us some hearts, give us some likes. Comment, let us know that you're here. Feel free to tap in and join the conversation live in the comments with us. We are kind of just doing some last minute technical things as we are moving forward. But yep, you can join the link and tap the link that is in the comment sections on our video. If you want to dial in and talk with us tonight or join in, if you have any feedback that you want to share outside of just posting your comments in the comment section, feel free to join us live. If you're listening to us at a later date on the go through Apple Podcasts or Spotify, we love y'all. We appreciate you for tuning in and taking us with you. With that being said, your booty, how's your week going? Any new stuff going on with you?
Just wrapping up these grad shoots. Everything's winding down. But I'm the photographer, and my son will be the last one to get his grad shoot done. So but we finally got a suit from Viola's.
All right, shout out to Viola's.
Shout out to Viola's.
If y'all need a suit or just want to look good and then in the Pensacola Gulf Coast area, go out to Viola's.
Yes. Very professional. Great suits over there and great prices. Mm-hmm. Great prices. Not saying that great prices is a bad thing, but you can get like very, very great looking suits, different colors, not just regular suits. You can get all types of suits, and the prices are just amazing. Shout out to Nehemiah.
Yes.
At Viola's. He's such a great guy. Yeah, it was AK. It was an AK.
No, not AKA. A5A, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. No, that was hilarious, but yeah. So on my end, you all, coming up, Next week, next Saturday is the 5th annual Gulf Coast Culture Fest. I'm so excited for you all. If you are unfamiliar with what Gulf Coast Culture Fest is, it's a festival that I've been putting on for the last 5 years in downtown Pensacola. It is a day of unity and celebration. We just want the whole just Gulf Coast community to come out and just celebrate and have a good time with us. It is a two-part festival. During the daytime, from 10 to 6, we have a whole lot of different forms of live entertainment, vendors, food trucks. It is just a joyful occasion, family friendly as well. So we invite everyone to come out. The best part about it is it's free. Only thing you have to provide is the money that you use to patronize our vendors and our food trucks. We have some really good stuff coming on. So come on out. Like from right now, as a food trucks, we have everything from Mexican cuisines to fried chicken food trucks to ice cream, akibos, uh, oriental shish kebabs, all just types of food. And I'm very excited about the entertainment we have coming up. We have let's see, McGuire's Pipe Band performing,
Mm.
Ninth Avenue Brass Band, they're a second line band. DJ Hell spinning the tunes and bringing the vibes. Shout out to Hell.
Shout out
She's
DJ
been
Hill.
she's been with me since day one, as well as Pensacola Poetry is gracing the stage. Emerald Coast Belly Dancers, Emerald Coast Okinawa Dancers, and just so much more I could go on. So you all can come on out, be well entertained throughout the day, but don't leave once the live entertainment is over, because that's when the party really gets started. When the sun starts to set, we will be going and transitioning into the film festival portion of the night, which is the Films for the Culture Film Fest, which spotlights, give it some, which will be spotlighting local filmmakers from around the Gulf Coast, or I say around the Gulf Coast, and surrounding areas, but it's really people from all around the nation. And I think no, I don't have an international film this year, but all around the nation. We really just want to, just give filmmakers a platform to showcase their work. And we have some incredible films, you all. Everything from all types of dramas, from comedies. We have some really funny stuff, y'all. I've been chuckling a lot to some very good suspense thrillers and horrors and one or a couple dramas. So I mean, it's really just an emotional roller coaster of emotions that you all will be able to experience at the Films for the Culture Film Fest. It is a little mature content, so you can bring the kids, but there will be warnings. However, come on out, bring your chairs, bring your blankets. It's gonna be a great time throughout the entire day. Gulf Coast Culture Fest overall goes down next week, next Saturday, Saturday, May 31st. So come on out. And that is my shameless plug, brought to you by Perel. I'm just joking with you.
All right, Diddy. Where's our paper wallet?
No, but outside of that, I will also at the Films for the Culture Film Fest, be showcasing my mini series, The Peppermint Lady, in this entirety for season one. If you all have not been tuning into that, y'all be sure to go check that out on YouTube. It drops every Sunday at 7 p.m. Under Force Studios. But if you go to YouTube and just type in The Peppermint Lady, we're the only one there. So you can find it and watch it there. And, the suspense just continues to unwrap each episode. And I'm excited for that. In other news, last week we had another film that came out, right, ya buoy?
Oh, yes. Apple TV, Southern Village. Brought to you by the mind of Orico Tunstall Studios and the lens of
Your boy, they waiting on who next.
So go ahead and pre-orders are done. So just I think $11.99 or $10.99. Go check it out.
Yeah.
Fully produced in Pensacola, Florida. and a church in Alabama. So yeah, go check it out, man. That's probably the best work that Rico and I have collaborated on. So yeah, it's definitely a great movie. Check it out. Check it
It,
out.
it is a good movie. So yeah, y'all be sure to check that out. It's so much, like I said, we talk about it here on the Shot Callers podcast. So much talent that is here in our local Gulf Coast area. And so just, be on the lookout and support where you can. But with that being said, we'll continue to kind of jump into things tonight on our podcast, the Shot Callers Podcast, where we will call the shots and break down the shots of all stuff film related, starting with our segment of the real rundown and things going on in film and cinematic news. I'm pulling up so I can look and see. Oh, also, I see Richard Johnson. Hey, Richard. Richard, it's so good to see you. So me and Richard, uh, I used to be well, I still am. So Richard used to we let me give a backstory, right? So I am a videographer for a paranormal investigation team.
What?
Yeah, and so me and Richard have done a lot of work together, and it's so good to see him in the comments. And thank you for tuning in. I've done a lot of stuff, you all. So I have
Here in
some.
Pensacola or where?
Yeah, here in Pensacola, Second Sight Paranormal. It is a paranormal investigation team, but they also have Second Sight huntings. If you are looking to learn about the local hunting areas of Pensacola, more so specifically, Seville Square, they do hunting tours at Seville Square now. Can you give some for Erica Boosering? Give me some. Ding, ding.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I know you zoned out on me. He's working behind the scenes, y'all. But no, it's amazing people, amazing times. Uh, that opportunity afforded me to really get into a lot of places that I did not think I would be able to go, and learn and witness some things. I have some interesting stories to tell. But
Just real quick for you, just real quick. Did you ever go to the old Sacred Hospital on 12th, where we
I
shot Sacred at?
I did go there, but not I did not film there, but I went there for something else. And so yeah, it's some stuff there, it's some stuff everywhere. But like some places that we did have the opportunity. Oh, and I believe that all the episodes for that we filmed with this local paranormal show are streaming also on like Tubi, YouTube, a streamline of just different platforms. So you all can feel free in your spare time, if that is of interest to you, to go and check them out. It's some really good stuff. But some of the things that we did, of course, like Seville, it's a couple like 100 places here in Pensacola. We went to the Lighthouse, uh, the Magnolia Inn in Mobile, uh, just a whole list of places. So y'all definitely be sure to go check it out.
Did
Some
you have any encounters?
I did,
What?
yeah, and yeah, I did have some encounters, like a couple times. Some stuff that some stuff that really freaked me out, and yeah, yeah, it got a little intense sometimes. And so I will tell y'all this funny story. This is a Shot College exclusive. It has nothing to do with. It does have to do with filming, but initially when I got reached out about this job, right? We could just talk about weird fears jobs for a minute, just to insert. When I got reached out to about this job, it was just a random Saturday. I was out with my friends at brunch, and I got a random Facebook message, and the message was saying, like, from this lady. She's like, "Hey, I am looking for a videographer. Like, I heard about you. Can you come film something for me, right?" And so I'm like, "Okay, yeah, like I can film something." And it was like, I'm like, "When do you need it filmed?" She was like, "Today."
What?
I'm like, "Man, I'm like already like, I'm at brunch, so we brunching the right way."
Okay.
And so
Unlimited mimosas.
right. And so I was just like, "All right, like what is it?" And she didn't give no details. She was like, I'm just trying to film something real quick at this house. Here's the
Oh.
location.
Mm.
And so I was like, I don't know what I'm filming. I don't know. And so I was just like, I'm gonna just throw out a price. And yeah, I was like, if we go with the price, we'll go with it. And she just wrote back. She's like, okay, here's the address. And so I was like, I had my friend John with me, and I was like, John, I'm going to film something. I have no idea what I'm going to film,
It's crazy.
but you want to come with me? And so he was like, yeah, I got nothing going on. I just tag along. So I like, bring your camera, and I just make it seem like I'm bringing like a second shooter with me. And yeah, that's what it ended up being, was an investigation, and it was unbeknownst to me, very intense and but also thrilling at the same point, because I had
Business wise, did you get paid same day?
I did.
Shout out to great clients who pay on time. Don't waste your time. Did she show up on time?
I showed up. Yes.
And they were on time.
Yes.
Did they have a plan?
Yes.
Shout out to those clients who do all those things.
Yes, it was a good time. Sometimes we struggle, and so yeah, I mean, everything went really well, and like I that was back in 2019, and we are still working together.
Pre-COVID, okay.
Yeah, and we're still working together strongly, and yeah, very, like I said, very great people, very interesting times, and it's a good time. But yeah, filming, when you find somebody you can work good with filming wise, you stick with them. And that also makes me think about bringing it to people who work in movies. You see a lot of people who work together, who, can collaborate and make great things and mesh well together, repeat stuff, right? Which is a good transition into the real rundown, right? A dog just died.
Yes.
Boom in the mic. Boom in the mic for everything that's been said. Boom in the mic.
That's gonna be a new term they gotta put on set. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah. But no, speaking of people who work together, who have collaborated and done great stuff together, Spike Lee and Denzel Washington have a new movie coming out.
So dope. What's the title of it again?
Highest to Lowest. And I don't know what it's about, but it is currently premiering at Cannes Film Festival.
Really?
In Paris.
Paris.
I believe it's in Paris. Don't give me the line. I'm gonna look it up.
How are they gonna distribute it after that?
That's a lot of stuff kind of happens after the fact. But no, it's currently going on. This festival is a big film festival that goes on yearly. This year it will be going on. I know it started like May 13th, and it will be going on straight through the 24th. So what's today's date? The 22nd. So it's 2 more days of it. It has some big news and some big films that have been premiering there. Of course, I just mentioned Spike Lee's Highest to Lowest. Also, Scarlett Johansson makes her film debut there with her film. And there's some other ones that have been coming on. It's a really big film festival, so shout out and kudos to them. Other film news that is going on, let's bring it back to Pensacola, right? Because I thought this was pretty cool. WWE superstar Roman Reigns, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's from Pensacola.
Yes,
he is from Pensacola, and I think that's pretty cool. Like, shout out to Pensacola for all the greatness that comes from out of it. We love our city here. Even though I'm an adopted Pensacolian because I'm not a native, but
me too.
Oh yeah, but we still love and support our city. But with that being said, WWE Roman superstar Roman Reigns is currently in talks to star in the upcoming Street Fighter film.
What?
I know. Did you play Street Fighter?
Ryukin. Ryuken.
Yeah, Chung Lee too.
I sucked at it, but yeah.
Awooga. I know. I loved Street Fighter. I loved all fighting games growing up. I was a fighter.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I still play it to this day. Like, no, I really do still play it on
Original Nintendo.
PlayStation.
Oh, okay.
But no, like, yeah, I couldn't play no sporting games, y'all, for the longest, but I could fight on the video game. Don't try me in person though, cause these hands. I'm just playing. No, but yeah. So with that being said, yeah, he's in talks to start as which character you think he's going? Oh, you got it up.
Oh, my bad.
Boo. Kill the cat. Roman Reigns, yeah, he's playing the character Akuma in the Street Fighter movie. Akuma is a antagonist in the game.
Do you know if it's gonna be animated or is it gonna be
So from what I gather, it is a live action one. And it's saying that basically like this role could be like his lunch for Hollywood. A lot of WWE stars start in wrestling and transition into the acting world. And so they're saying that this role could be his, pivotal moment to
So live action means he'll actually be on
screen. Yeah, it's
screen.
not like animated. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's put on by Legendary Entertainment. I'm not familiar with them too much. But no, I thought that was pretty cool. Also, let's see what else I have in film news. Final Destination Bloodlines came out. It had a big box office success with over 121 million nationwide or worldwide. The Lilo and Stitch movie's coming out soon, y'all.
But you know what? Shout out to Sinners for crossing 300 million.
Yeah, I was coming to that
budget. My bad. My bad.
No, I'm glad you jumped into it because it's so good. And they brought it back to it was so good and it did so well in the box office. Remember, it was being shown in select theaters, showing the 70 millimeter of IMAX.
Mm-hmm.
And it had to leave because Thunderbolts came. But because it did so good and because it had such a high demand, they brought it back for another week.
Oh,
and
wow.
That's what really helped push it into the threshold of like 300 mil. And so I'm like, shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to Ryan Coogler and his whole team doing it right.
And like with that being said, right, when we talk about like Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan, they're another combination of people who have done movies together who just work well together. You just have to find those people that you just can work well together because everybody just can't work well together.
No.
And it happens, sadly. But the show just goes on. And I think that like when you look at actors and look at directors who work together, I've watched interviews where, they especially it's been a lot of press runs because it's been a lot of instances of that happening. A lot of reasons why people like working with each other is because of like, communication.
Yes.
Communication is like being able to communicate and relate and personalities and just, overall attitudes is pivotal for great work relationships, right? And so when we think about a director, right, a director is really the lifeline of a film. And the way the lifeline works is through communication. Like, all right, so me personally, I'm a director, so I can relate to this. You have like as a director, you have to effectively be able to communicate your vision so that everyone can receive it and elevate it and also like reciprocate and bring it to life, But like if you don't have poor communication, if you have poor communication, like it's like unfortunately like a domino effect of just negative things. Like we can't for instance, right, DP, if I can't communicate my vision to you, you don't know what to do. And as an actor, if I'm communicating to an actor and they don't know what to do, like where does it go,
Exactly. But sometimes, if you work well together, excuse me, if you work well together, you the a lot of the communication is unspoken.
Yeah, that's what I'm
No,
saying. But that, yeah, yeah.
like between me and El Rico, he could say, "Sean, you booey. Just look at this scene. This kind of how I want it," and then
Hmm.
boom, I just get to work. But like, I guess when you communicate with the actors, and I'm not saying the actors are below you, but for people like actors and other crew people, you really have to be specific and great with communication. But if you work well with each other, you can
Hmm.
kind of just like look, say a couple words, then I know exactly what he means. But go ahead, bro.
No, no, no. I no like that's why like well no we're on the same page here because that's why I was saying like work relationships. Like some people you could just
Yeah,
get it, but other people you still have to have like that clear communication to be able to guide the production.
exactly. But sometimes you can have all the most specific instructions. Still, it's just pulling teeth, bro.
No, I think it's a
No,
way. That's what.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you can give instructions and stuff, but like as like I think that's what makes like a good director a good director. Like
yeah,
you
yeah.
like you have to know how to communicate, right?
Hmm.
Which like it's different ways of communicating, right? So I can say something to you, right? And you may not be able to interpret it, but as a director, like I have to find the level for you to be able to receive what I'm trying to say.
It's like, see, I need to learn that from you. You're such a great communicator of words, and then your emotion or leaving emotion out of it, and then showing empathy to them. You're so great at that. So I really need to learn that from you.
Oh man. And then I think like also like we talked about it in previous episodes. Now I bring it back here. Like it's tools for communication, right? So like I feel like even so with me or a director communicating, if I can physically tell you something, right? And you may not get it, but like the use of tools such as like shot decks or like lookbooks or like just breaking down the script, like visually giving people things to kind of like look at as a guide to where, all right, if I'm talking about, all right, this room, I want a room in it, I want posters on it.
Hmm.
I want a blue poster on the far left hand and I want a black poster on the end. And so like you could take that and do whatever you want with it, right? However, if I show you like the image of me right now, and I'll be like, typical, like close to what is in this image right here, where it's like a blue poster, kind of, set it up this way. That gives you more of a detailed look
Yes.
as to like how to set up what I'm looking for.
And I
So
guess
like,
that's what's so good about preparation. That's why you're good at it because you can get those little subtle details, just like in Peppermint Lady, where you put the what's the artist's name?
a childish Gambino.
Yes, putting that album right there, that blue in that
Oh
yellow
yeah,
light
yeah.
just broke it up. But yes, I understand.
And so, but I mean, like I will be honest with y'all. So that was like I had it. That was not like too planned of a shot. Uh, a lot of stuff, like I knew I wanted an album cover there. Just going back to last week's episode, y'all tune in so y'all could figure out what we're talking about. Uh, but like with the color, like I just knew that the color palette, like I needed something blue there. And so like with you, I know like we talked about it with communication, like a lot of times like you it's spontaneous, right? Which a lot of times with me, like I have a plan and I communicate my plan, but like making the movie, you have moments of just where it's just like spontaneous and you have to find stuff in the moment. That just ended up being one of those things that like when I found it in the moment, it made sense. Uh but also like yeah. Uh but also like, like just gotta be able to like communicate and then an interesting thing too about communicating on set, right? And being able to call the shot, right? It's like you all right, so I got little notes here I'm looking at. So you just said, you just brought this into perspective. You like you're as a communicator or a director on set, you're translating emotion, tone, rhythm, visuals into languages your team can act on. So
Hmm.
like you brought that together really well. So like core communication traits that I would always like when people ask me or because I have friends who are starting to get into the directing and stuff. People ask me like questions and comments on like advice, and so I was just like be specific, right? Be clear, like know your vision, right? But also you brought up empathy, like having that empathy to like kind of like relate to, and how hard to push things and when to listen and stuff like that. And then, the confidence, like you just gotta have confidence and like knowing what you want. And by having confidence and knowing what you want, like you can speak on things that you know about, So if you know it, like there's no question about it. Um, and so yeah, I think like that stuff the good to have. And then like knowing the vision, but also like when being a communicator on set, right? Knowing the difference between like knowing the vision and being controlling, right? Because like some directors just like yell, but it's no direction. Like you have to the point of being the director is to direct, right? You have to direct what you're trying to get. So if you're just yelling out commands, uh,
You ever been on a set like that?
I have I have worked with some I have worked with some directors who were not good at communicating. Boom in the shot.
Boom the shot.
But everyone, they made a movie. It works for them. Uh, but you know, also with being on set, I think something interesting for us to talk about, Yabui, is knowing the lingo on set when communicating, right? Because there is several shots that are and several terms that are used on set, right? And so typically, like when you think about a director, you think about you know the calls, like action, rolling, and a lot of times, like a director will call action, but the other calls that are on set are usually typically performed by the assistant director. And so we'll kind of break that down, but I think Yabui has a list of some terms that we are going to share with you all, just so uh, we can break down. But as so, yeah. Also with me, I do a lot of directing, but I also do a lot of assistant directing. So I will say when I first started assistant directing, like I knew some of the terms, but I really had to like start paying attention when calling and marking the take. And so let's see if we can we zoom in a little bit.
No.
Oh, all right. Well, anyway, so some of the terms, just general on set terms that we'll break down, right? So you'll hear like typically when you're getting ready to go for a take, right? Um, I don't know. I'm looking at the terms. It's my first time looking at this list, see if it's in order. All right, so I'm gonna just go break down the terms for you all listening and for you all watching, and then I'll go back and give order. So like roll sound, right? So before you roll a take, right? Before you do anything, you roll sound, or so you say roll sound, but most people say sound speeding, and this instructs the sound person to roll the sound and start audio, right? And then after you roll speeding, you can say uh, rolling or speed, which is to they acknowledge that sound is speeding or sound is rolling, and then you say roll camera or yeah, rolling camera. It's weird breaking it down and not just saying it. But saying roll camera instructs the camera operator to start recording the video, right? So typically it's like, all right, sound speeding, or sound roll sound or rolling, a call and answer. And then you say roll camera, camera roll, uh, and then that's when the director of photography or the videographer, cinematographer will hit the record button, and you usually have the AC or PA come in with the marker, which is a clapper, and uh, you mark the scene. Oh, we got a slate in here or clapper. It goes by many names. Um, we typically when they here. But also, so that's like where you clap it, right? And so the reason why they close it and clap it is so that at that point the sound and the camera roll is synced. And then from there, it's
use time code.
or you could use time code if you have that capability. Unfortunately, I don't have it yet. Yeah. So this is a marker or a slate, right? And so you mark it, and then when they mark it, you want to call it, right? So for instance, you got a dry eraser mark in here. We can break this down too. All right, you don't. It's okay. I think I can just show it right here, right? All right. So typically you'll call the scene and the take, right? So it'll be scene 1A, take 2, the shot callers podcast, and you clap it, right? But on the slate, you'll put the roll, right? So the roll is broken down. Used to be by film roll, but now times it's broken down by a memory card that's in place, the scene, the detail, the scene number that is in the script, the take. So scene, the take is how many takes you do the scene, right? So some scenes you could knock it out in one take. Most times that never happens. I don't usually ever do one take because I like to have another one for safety. But
What's the
some
highest take
that
you've done? Mm-hmm.
the highest take I've done in reality has probably been like 6
Oh, really?
or 8, maybe 6. I'm gonna just say 6. I
I've done take 12, take 15, and then we
No,
just do the scene out.
really.
Not gonna
See,
say which movie, but yeah.
yeah. So for me, no,
No, it was take 8, take a break, 1 hour, come back, take 12, 13, 14, 15, and then peace to the scene.
Ah, see, but in actuality, there really are movies where like directors would do like hundreds of takes for a scene.
Hundreds. Wow.
Hundreds
Really?
of takes. Yeah, that's I won't hide myself no more. But they'll do like hundreds of takes for a scene, and I'm just like, that is insane.
That means I gotta reset everything.
Let me
And
look it up real quick. Um,
that's crazy. I guess you got the
do we have
budget for
any
that.
comments? I can't see them. I just want to engage. Oh, take 15. Yeah, okay. Phil said take 15. Yeah, see, this is the thing with me. We'll do it the first couple times, right? You might not get it. And after like the third take, we're gonna have to like I just need a minute real quick, and me and the actor are gonna have a one-on-one.
Yeah.
Cause I need the actor to get what I'm trying to say. Like, so this is where I am directing. We have to find this moment together. Whatever we need to do to find this moment, I'm gonna break it down to where you can bring what I'm trying to get to life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll do it again. And coming out of it, I might give you new direction. You gotta kind of like adjust to that. That might be take 4, but by take 5, you got it right. But typically, it doesn't take that long because prep.
Yes, you do a lot of prep.
I don't do a lot of prep, but I'm just saying like the actors,
Oh yeah.
typically are ready in most capacities for their scene. And so
Or me as the editor, you can cut, bro. I'm cutting to the other actor, getting the reaction. You won't see your words be spoken.
So I'm gonna ask, how many? No, I'm interested now, so I'm actually finna look it up. How many? What movie do you think has the longest takes? Did the director have to do the longest takes, or what director has done the longest takes?
What's his name? Not Chris Nolan. He just lets them freestyle.
Really?
Because in the Dark Knight, he just let what's the, oh my gosh, I can't think.
Christian Bale, Heath Ledger.
Do you see the words on the script for Dark Knight? Just like direction.
Oh, that's what it says.
And then Heath Ledger just goes.
Oh wow! All right, so the director with the most takes is Stanley Kubrick. You know,
Oh yes,
Stanley
I heard
Kubrick?
about him.
Yeah, with The Shining, right? So Kubrick was notorious for demanding extreme numbers of takes to achieve absolute precision and emotional authenticity. The most famous example is The Shining. The scene where Shelley Duvall's character swings a bat at Jack Nicholson reportedly took 127 times. They did 127 takes of that. But other directors who are famous, who are known for doing repeated takes, are David Fincher, known for doing 50 plus takes, especially in films like The Social Network, James Cameron, and another director who I don't know the name.
Let's look at that bat scene, bro. Let's see why it took 120 minute takes.
And can you imagine swinging a bat 120 times repeatedly? Like,
What do you?
like,
I'll leave the sound off.
all right.
Here we go. I guess we could play the sound.
You know, I think it would be funny if I just dubbed over.
Okay.
Okay. 120 takes.
Well, honey, I found this book. The pages. The anger. But I have a bat. All right, so we were watching the scene from The Shining when Shelley Duvall has the bat in her hand and she's scared. Jack Nicholson has at this point started to crack and she has to defend herself. And this is the notorious scene that took 127 takes. This is a long shot of this kid.
It was just that scene.
No, it's got to be another one, right? Maybe fast forward a little bit.
Oh, okay. Here, okay. They cut back to this scene. Okay. See if there's any music in this thing.
I don't know.
I don't think that's true. I think you have some very definite ideas about what should be done with Danny, and I'd like to know what they are.
Such good acting.
Well, I think maybe he should be taken to a doctor.
You think maybe he should be taken to a doctor?
Yes.
When do you think maybe he should be taken to a doctor?
As soon as possible. As soon as possible.
And they had to reset this 120 times. Look, they're moving. The one's going back. We have another.
Probably
You
so.
believe his health might be at stake.
Yes.
You are concerned about him.
Yes.
And are you concerned about me?
Of course I am.
Of course you are. Have you ever thought about my responsibilities?
Oh, Dick,
And
what
he
are
can
you
hit all those
talking
marks.
about?
Have you ever
So
had
he's
a
not
single
crossing over to the window?
moment's thought about my responsibilities? Have you ever thought for a single solitary moment about my responsibilities to my employers? Has it ever occurred to you that I have agreed to look after the Overlook Hotel until May the 1st? Does it matter to you at all that the owners have placed their complete confidence and trust in me and that I have signed a letter of agreement, a contract, in which I have accepted that
When
responsibility?
she swing the bat.
Do you have the slightest idea what a moral and ethical principle is? Do you? Has it ever occurred to you what would happen to my future if I were to fail to live up to my responsibilities? Has it ever occurred to you? Has
She
it?
had to work backwards.
Yeah, so she just
Up
swung it
those
right
stairs,
there.
100
But think about
I
this,
just want to go
like
back to
Jack
my room.
Nicholson having to like yell this many times.
I'm very confused. I just need a chance to think
You're right.
this over.
Phil, shout out to
Had your
Phil in the
whole
comments.
fucking life to think
Phil
things
said
over.
on
What
the
good's a few
stairs
minutes
too,
more
like
gonna
you're
do
doing
you
all of
now?
this.
Stay with me. Please.
Look at that over the shoulder.
I'm not gonna
Like
hurt you.
my arm would be hurting.
And they were using big
Darling,
cameras in that whole
Light
cruise.
of my life. I'm not gonna hurt you. You didn't let me finish my sentence. I said, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains.
Probably, oh, you hit the wrong step. You took the right.
Right.
You put the right foot on the wrong. Man, this is crazy. 126.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
Please.
Stop swinging the bat. Put the bat down, Wendy.
Stop it.
Wendy, give me the bat.
Please.
Give me the bat.
I didn't like the way you flicked your tongue in that take. Let's
I know.
Go. I need you to flick it 3 times, not 2 times.
Give me the bat, Wendy. Wendy. Give me the bat. Give me the bat.
So,
What are you doing, Dad?
you know, 127 takes is a lot of takes, right? However, I get it, you know. After watching the scene, I get it. You know, 127 takes. I don't know if I would do that, but the scene, you know, sometimes you just have to really put a lot of care into the scene to get it the way you want it to be. And after watching the scene, right, I'm sure we all can agree that like the scene is a magnificent scene. Like the acting was good. I mean, the bat swinging was, he probably wanted it on certain beats too, you know, and it was the stairs and it was like this continuous shot kind of broken up, you know. I'm sure 127 takes. I get it.
That final scene there, that better have been like the 115th take. Because if they got it like on take 5 and that's what they put in the film, that'd be kind of.
But also, you know, it was like I feel like that would really have to be very strenuous of a day, because I mean Jack Nicholson was in that role, you know, he was in it. And so like you got to keep doing that 127 takes. And then you got to keep swinging that. Who knows how many times she swung that bat?
I mean, times. And then Jack Nicholson doesn't hold back. You know, every take's gonna be.
Yeah.
And you have to deliver that 127 times.
The same exact way. That's wild. But also, I get it. You know, he communicated the vision, and the vision came to life.
Yeah, all we see is the end product. So
yeah, everyone had to be exhausted on this shoot. That's true. And you know, I can't really speak. I'm glad no one who has worked with me is in the chat at the moment. Because I will say, you know, I know myself as a director. I am a hard director at times, right? And there is proof for that, right? But like at the same time, I know the vision, and I see potential in people to reach their vision, right? So as a director, I think you have to do that. You have to like see the potential, and you have to trust your actors and your talent to pull that to pull it out of them, right? I'm glad Phil's in the conversation, right? Because I had a conversation with Phil this past week. Shout out to Phil in the chat. And we were just kind of, just shooting the shots and stuff, right? And I don't know how I got on this conversation, but we were just talking about potential, right? Like, and I mentioned you as an example, your boy. Shout out to your boy.
Oh, okay, thank you.
No, but like, so what I was basically, we were just talking about like, potential, right? And I was just basically saying that like sometimes as humans and as beings, like we don't see our potential. It takes other people seeing our potential for us to realize that we have potential to do something, right? And I think like in the instance of me using you as an example was like doing the podcast, right? Because I was talking about like how like I never saw myself doing podcasts and or the potential to ever do one. And you saw the potential in me to kind of like bring together and bring to life a podcast and you reached out. Well, you didn't reach out. You put me on the spot and I was like, all right, let's do it. And here we are 11 episodes later
Shout out to us.
and we're doing it. But like in the same sense relating it to, acting, like as a director, you have to like see the potential in your actors to bring a scene to life, right? And sometimes that just means challenging your actors and really like, pushing them to find their greatest potential. And I feel like, I'm not saying Stanley Kubrick should have did 127 takes, but maybe that's what it took.
Shout out to him. Straight film.
Talking about
Straight filmmaking right there. Booming the shot. My
boom in
bad.
the shot. You know, to be honest, I only first watched The Shining for the first time during the pandemic.
But I haven't seen it. I think I seen it when I was a little kid because I was alive back then when it came out, but I don't remember it. I just remember the twins.
It was good, it's a good movie. I see a lot of references. I started watching it when I really wanted to start diving into the horror because it's a trope. People always attribute stuff from that movie,
Mhm.
and so I was like, let me just take a actual minute and watch it, which is kind of like what I did a couple weeks ago when I was watching Psycho.
Mhm.
So yeah, but shout out to great film directors, people out here. Also, going back to what we were initially talking about, communicating on the set. Uh, it's a lot of lingo on set. It's a lot of stuff to know. Um, it's a lot of terms, but I feel like if and we'll dive more into it like coming up here soon. Uh, but like when getting on set, I think like I've been kind of talking to it from a standpoint of being a director, but also like every role on set it is pivotal to have good communication. And from even from your standpoint, Yabui, as a director of photography, like you got to be able to communicate not only with the director but with your team.
With the crew.
How you
Yep.
want stuff lighting, how, the mic, placement of stuff like, and as other people who are in respective roles, you have to be able to like communication, like a film is not just one person or one group of people, it's everybody. So like in order for it to be effective and for us to make the best product we can, communication is the key. Because we us looking at the scene right here, it was 127 takes, but it may not necessarily, like, we just watching it, all we see are the actors, so we might just think that it was like 127 takes because of the actor, but it could have just been communication errors on like the lighting or
Yeah.
the sound, the boom was in the shot,
Someone dropped
a
something.
grip or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't know.
Or lighting adjustment because when you make that swing around, you probably had to adjust the
Shadows
lights.
and stuff. Yeah. So I'm gonna turn it over to you, Bowie, real quick.
We're doing TED Talk.
Yeah, well, we do TED Talk.
Okay, we'll do TED Talk. Today we are talking about the Amaran 25C. It's a bicolor light and it's an RGB light as well. Let me pull up my notes. It's only $100, so anybody starting out definitely need lighting. That's probably the most important thing when shooting visuals. And basically, yeah, this has this little magnetic tripod that comes with it. You just clip it on here, and then you can set it up just like so, like this, and you can set up anywhere that you want. Also, has that magnetic back right here. So if you need to attach to something on the side, what's metal over here? Well, anyways, this part's magnetic. And if you need to connect to anything metal, so you can like do a hair light. Let me go ahead and turn it on real quick. There we go. So we got 40% CC with the RGB. So you use that. Go ahead and turn that. Hit these buttons right here, bro. Yeah, just turn it off. So yeah, you go then. So you can use it as a hair light like this above head. You can boom something ahead to get a little hair light. You can turn the RGB off. Use it as maybe it's key light in the pinch. Probably not in the pinch, but that's a key light. So you get a little Rembrandt. So you see a little triangle right here on the right side of my face. So you get a little Rembrandt. You can use it as a kicker back here.
So like, what does a kicker mean? Can you
right here? See right here? You like shoot it from behind, and it just edges you out. Let me see.
I think and so a hair light just kind of like...
Hair light's right above, so it's like just the hair.
Okay.
Like that. And then the kicker, you see on my shoulders?
Mm-hmm.
So it gives this little edge out right here. Oh, right here. From the back. There you go.
And so for everyone who's audio listening on our podcast, Yabui is breaking down the light and just the positions of the light on...
But yeah, you can use this for a lot of different things, especially if you're doing like what's that called? If you're on YouTube channel,
mm-hmm.
You use this for many different things. Also, I guess we can keep those lights back on.
Let me see it.
There you go. I should have just showed it on you. There you go. See, popping that melanin, get that focus better.
So what would this be called?
That'll probably be kicker, but you just got to...
I'm just kind of talking, but he
okay. Okay. Also, it does have this right here. Has a little honeycomb grid.
Oh.
Okay. So right here. So see if you have no honeycomb, it's just a blast of light.
Oh yeah.
If you put this on here, it kind of focuses the light. If you want that light softer, it comes with this as well.
This is all good for $99.
Yeah. And it's 25 watts from Amaran. B&H, Amaran page. And that's a little easy to read display right here.
Oh, yeah.
Scroll through everything. So, yeah. Amaran 25C comes with this little adapter as well. Okay. Back to you, bro.
And that is the Tech Talk. Phil said, let me hold 3 to 4 of those. Ha ha ha. And yeah, the importance of lighting, especially on melanated individuals, is important. I would say some projects I've worked on struggle with that piece. Boom in the shot. No, Phil, I'm glad you brought that up actually, because that is something that is really important that needs to be discussed. It is hard. It is not hard, but there are difficulties with lighting skin that is melanated. But I feel like the projects that we like are the ones who, when we watch a movie or a show or content, and you can look and be like, oh man, that glow in the melanin and the skin is just like, it pops, it just pulls you into the story even more. I will say I have like a couple TV shows and movies that really are really good at doing that.
I don't think The Color Purple did a great job in doing that.
They didn't,
The lighting's bad.
Wait,
Then
which
you look
one?
at this,
Which Color Purple?
the original.
Yeah, I mean it's Steven Spielberg.
That's what I'm saying. So you look at that, and they look at Sinners. You could tell the lighting is just.
But yeah, that let me so some movies uh that really stick out to me when I think about lighting us is if Bill Street Could Talk, man, that lighting and that is just really good. If y'all haven't seen it, check it out by Barry Jenkins. It's a really good film. Also, Moonlight by Barry Jenkins is a really good film. Also, TV show wise, I love how they light on the show Insecure with Issa Rae that was on HBO. You can now watch it on Netflix. They just like people us so good on that, and I don't know this girl or this woman, but she is one of their directors of photography, and I love her work. Her name is like Ava Brakowski. She's a DP, but she's worked on a lot of like different uh movies and TV shows, but she is really good. Uh and someone who I look to as reference when I'm working on different pieces from a director of photography standpoint with terms of lighting people. And so if you are someone who is wanting to learn or study more about that topic, I would definitely look into her. Her name is Ava Berskowski. Shout out to her. Don't know her yet, but hope to work with her one day. All right, outside of that, y'all, thank y'all again for tuning in. The key takeaways from tonight's episode. We're not gonna hold y'all too long tonight because we'll get on here and talk. Uh, but communicate, people. Communicate with your people. And
Clients as well.
and yes, clients.
Clients communicate as well. Sorry, booming the shot.
Boom the shot. Also, communicate with your talent, your crew, your workers. If you want to make something good, you all have to be on the same page. And oh, Phil said that was the one I was going to say. Insecure, so good. Yes, that TV show just has it with lighting us so well. And uh, some of the shots are just really incredible. I use it on like mood boards and stuff. Are you looking it up real quick?
I'm trying to see if it's in shot deck.
Uh, so yeah, we're gonna give a good visual reference to this real quick. But basically, like I was saying tonight, be sure to communicate. Also, shout out to my peeps at Real Woman Radio. Y'all tune into them as well. They celebrated their 9-year anniversary. Great people out there. Hold on, we got some references coming. Don't go to season 1. Go to like season. My favorite episode is season. You can look by episode. My favorite episode of Insecure is episode season 4, episode 8. I be watching the shows, y'all. Episode 8, Low Key Happy.
Let me pull it up. This lighting is amazing. What do you want to click on?
All right, go on down because it gets better when they get in the actual restaurant. All right, so like even them at the table, like uh it's just, yeah, I mean, it's not, sometimes you don't have to use harsh lights. Just a good soft glow light uh filter can really, enhance the skin and make it pop. And I think like some people, uh cinematographers, because of darker skin, I'm just gonna say, because of a darker skin tone, they feel that they have to enhance the lighting in a harsher way to make it brighter, which you don't always have to do that. What you need to do is put a softbox on it, put a filter on it, soften up that light to where you can really get the glow of the skin. All right, you can go to some more. Let's go down some more. One of my favorite shots is in this film too, right? So you keep on going, keep on going. It has nothing to do with their skin, but that one where it breaks them up with the blue,
Oh, this right here?
yeah,
That's fire.
one of my favorite shots ever. Has nothing to do with the skin, but I just love the shot in general. All right, we can go back. Since we talk about like skin now. But like you can just see like just looking at, you know, at their complexions, like click right here for me. Like even looking on him, right? It's the same thing, you know. A lot of times too, when you shoot something, you can see that it's a shadow on the left side of his face. I shoot a lot of stuff with kind of like shadows on, you know, I use the shadows on the face to kind of add depth, and it really just adds like emotion.
This is similar to your scene with the guys with the protest
Yeah.
short.
And so I kind of, yeah, kind of just kind of like use that as I used it as a reference, I believe. Um, but yeah, these are just some little quick tips and stuff to kind of just get that feeling. I have another film. I have a film. I don't know if it's online or if I have it on me for us to use a reference. But no, didn't mean to jump on this horse, but we definitely can come back and talk more about like the substances of lighting. I'll click right there for me just so we can see just
Where?
the comment section.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, he was so, and Phil said, and the contrast of other actors so good. Yeah, it is. Cause it's different shades. We're all different people. It's a lot of just
Oh, this is dope. Like, sorry, let me go to this real quick.
it's some, you know, we're all different people. We come from different backgrounds, and so I think like when working in film, you're gonna be working with so many different types of people. You need to know. It would behoove you to know how to properly not only light but just work with people to enhance the products of communication.
That's a dope shot.
It is.
The lighting is just, and to get the hair right, he got the
Mhm.
fresh lineup.
Okay, what you was talking about with the light, got a little hairlight, little rim, you know. They probably
So you
got a
got it
kick.
in the-
They probably got like a little kicker back there.
Right there, so you can edge him out on the back of his neck.
All right,
there.
hey, bring it in.
Yep. And then the fact that they chose red just
But-
offsets the monotone of the rest of the scene. That's
Mhm.
dope.
If y'all watch Insecure, y'all be sure to go back and check out episode 4, season 8. I mean, episode episode 8 of season 4. It's such a good standpoint. Also, I believe it's somewhere in episode 3 too. They use a scene where the main character goes to like this party and they use like a lot of like colored lights and stuff, like blue lights. Which, you know, typically when we think about blue lights, we think about belly, but they do it in a different way. And it's just, I'll show you that off the screen. We'll bring it back in reference.
And blue lights of melanin skin. That's a falsity.
It is, you know, you Beyonce is famous for this quote where she's like, you don't put blue lights on black girls
You don't put it on her.
because it can wash away and give it a gray tone, right? But you know, it's how you light people. And like I said, we're all different shades, and so
It's Keisha. I always call it Keisha with the blue light. Keisha's in here somewhere.
there she go right there, laying on. You just
Where-
passed it right here.
Yep, Keisha with the blue light. Boom. Let me switch to that. That is a dope scene. Like I don't know what Beyonce's talking about. That's fire.
But like you said, it's shades to it, you know.
And the fact that look at the rest of the scene, they put the fire in the back to offset the blue tone. So
you know, and what we talked about last week, right? With the color wheel, right? How you try to, when you have a scene of one color, you try to find a color on the opposite spectrum of the wheel to add contrast, right? So for this is like the opposite of what I did with the peppermint lady scene. So in the peppermint lady scene that I referenced last week, it was a scene filled with gold, and I used blue to offset it with the album, which is what you were talking about a few minutes ago, right?
yes,
So this is a scene where they use
just the opposite.
Yeah.
Mhm.
and the blue signifies calmness, you know. So in the scene, she was like calm, and you know,
And then yours, it was the opposite.
Mhm.
So not calm, but then a hint of blue of calm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got you, bro.
because she was in the house, you know, she
Mm-hmm.
thought she was safe, but she wasn't.
And here, Keisha feels safe.
Yeah.
Make sure that skin's moisturized too. That'd be booming in that lighting.
Oh yeah.
She's very well moisturized. What's up, Diddy? She got some baby oils on her.
Please, not the diddler. I cannot. But no, thank y'all again. We're just having a little fun right now. But sometimes, like I said, we talk about Shot Deck, and we're not sponsored by them, but it would be great to be. If you all are ever just interested and just want to just really dive into like lighting and films and just look at shots and revisit some of your favorite stills, which are like images from film, go check out them on Shot Deck. But with that being said, we are coming to the close soon of tonight's episode of the Shot Callers podcast. Like I said, we didn't want to hold y'all too long, but we had to come out and just break down the shots as we usually do. We thank everyone for tuning in with us in the comment sections. We ask that if you don't already, that you please follow us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. And you can also check out the videos on YouTube under the Shot Callers podcast. Please be sure, even after it is all said and done, that you leave comments and engage. We really are trying to build our engagement up. And if by chance you are not listening to us on any of our visual mediums, we ask that you continue to listen to us on the go by sharing and commenting and leaving us a review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, where you can take us on the go and listen to us wherever, whenever. We thank you all for just, continuously just building us and reaching out, sending us texts. I don't want to say fan mail, but texts and just uplifting. We love it here. Yeah. But no, we are getting ready to close out. And as you all know, each episode, we have to close out with our final thoughts. Before I get my final thoughts, I do want to reiterate, next week, Gulf Coast Culture Fest takes place Saturday, May 31st. Y'all be sure to come out. It's going to be a great time. Now, for my closing comments and thoughts, brought to you by ChatGPT. And you know what? I'm going to stop doing this because I should really be pulling from the heart, because I be saying some real... sometimes I get in conversations, real talk, and I be saying some real stuff. I'm not even just saying that to pat myself on the back, but like I be saying, I get in my wisdom bag, and I'm gonna bring that back out. But I'm gonna turn it over to your buoy to give his final thoughts first, or you want me to get mine first? You want paper, rock, scissors on camera?
Okay, hold on. Let's go.
All right, you do shoot. I don't do shoot. I just go paper, rock, scissors.
Okay, ready?
All right, and
3, 2,
Three.
1.
paper, rock, scissors.
Oh,
right.
I guess I'm first.
So Phil said you was dropping some gems the other day. I was. We both were. I was just like I just getting my if y'all ever need to just talk, y'all feel free to hit me up. I will listen and help. Yeah.
One
But
second. I'm thinking of it.
okay. So with that being said, I think that like what we talked about today was communication, right? And so sometimes when we communicate, we don't necessarily know what to say, or we don't want to say the right thing in lieu of it coming out the wrong way, right? And so I think that sometimes when you communicate with people, you need to learn to communicate the right way, because sometimes it's not necessarily what you say, but how you say it. And I think that like we as people need to take that into consideration, because you can say the right thing the wrong way and it can go out the window. However, if you say the right way in a way that it can be accepted, I believe that you will go further. That is not my final thought. I was just talking to you, but we got here so I can look mine up.
I'm trying to say mine without coughing, but
Yeah.
life is like cinematography. Sometimes you need to adjust your focus, change the lens, trust that even in the low light, the story is still unfolding beautifully.
That was beautiful.
ChatGPT, thanks.
All right. So here are my chat GPT thoughts. Dang, this is kind of long.
Get real tight on you, bro.
All right. So according to chat GPT, knowing the language of set life isn't about sounding like you belong. It's about moving with intention, earning trust, and respecting the rhythm of production. When you speak the language, you save time, build stronger creative relationships, and bring your vision to life more clearly. So, whether you're calling the shots or carrying the gear, remember, clarity is power on set.
Okay.
And that is my final thoughts, brought to you by Chat GPT 4.0, because I upgraded the Plus today.
Okay. Paying that $20, that 20.
Hey, I was just trying to get it to create some images for me, and it was just like, it just was not. And so, you the tech whiz, your boy. I'm still learning the power of AI because I'm scared. But nah.
Just adjusting my eyes so because the light's still off.
Oh,
No, it's cool. Just leave it off. We're good. We're
all
about
right.
to be done.
But again, yep. Thank y'all again. Thank you for tuning in. Thank y'all for engaging. That is our final thoughts. We are getting ready to close out. Y'all be sure to catch us next Thursday at
8:30.
ish p.m.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, just we'll update y'all. But no, tune in next week at 8:30. We will be coming back live again. We enjoy it here. And y'all have a good, blessed, safe week, and calling the shots on the shot caller. And that is a wrap. You don't clap at the end though, so don't do that ever again. But that's a wrap for tonight's episode. Peace out.
Your boy, they waiting on who next.